So let's talk about the other aspect of that is, and it does happen frequently, visitors, business people will travel from one country to the other for meetings, to meet with clients or customers, for sales, maybe it's training. Are there considerations there that individuals and companies need to be aware of? If you're going from New York to Toronto for a week, or
Yeah.
from Calgary to Houston, for sales, you're selling oil field services.
Yeah.
What problems can you get into, or what should companies and an individual be aware of in those situations, and how can they protect themselves?
First challenge is, have you ever been convicted of a criminal offense? Have you ever been arrested? You'd be amazed at how many people get stuck at the border because, like 30 years ago, they had a bottle of beer and whatever, right?
A DUI.
So, and the thing about it is, things were going so smoothly, and a few years ago, Canada and the U.S. decided to share their criminal databases, and it took a few years for the older criminal charges to be registered in this new system. So for years they're crossing the border, no problem. Then one day, hey, didn't you have a criminal record like 30 years ago? They've already forgotten about it, but they've got it on the computer. Well, yes, I did. Okay, now you need a waiver. So you're not going to be able to just cross the border. That's one thing. Also, if you ever had a problem entering the border, just the immigration problem, not criminal, but just immigration, they denied a visa or something. That's a sort of a red, you have to talk to, I would say, if you got that kind of a problem, you got to talk to a lawyer. I think, like, you could try and listen. I can get on into the cockpit of a 747, open the manual that's 2 feet thick on page 1, and see if I can fly this thing to Ottawa or whatever. Right? I mean, it's doable, but
it's doable, but it's really
just go to in this case, immigration. It's like I could take a pair of pliers and pull my tooth out that's big, or I could go to a dentist and pay the guy, I don't know how much, $300. He pulls the tooth out. It's the same thing, but it's not quite the same thing. Right?
It's not quite the same thing. Yeah.
So anyway, so those are areas of problems that companies encounter. Words matter at the border. It's the same. It's two ways of saying the same thing. One gets you into trouble, the others. And your job at the border is to whistle through by saying the right words. Not because you're a crook or you have something to hide, but just the way you say it.
It's even, are you working in the U.S., right?
Yeah.
If in those situations where we talked about earlier, are you, well, sort of, yes, I'm working.
That's a disaster.
But then that becomes more problematic.
Yeah, no word. You can't say work. I'm going, why are you coming to the United States? I'm going to go work.
Ooh,
Let's line up over here. Do you mind stepping into our torture chamber? So we put on the spotlight and do a root canal on you. Where were you born? What year? What hospital? Right? It's okay. Even then, largely at the end of the 3.5 hours of sweating, you're allowed through if you're innocent, and it's okay. But who needs to sweat, for 3.5 hours if you can just whistle through? So that's wording, and that's my job, is to make sure you're saying the right things and not saying the wrong things.
As somebody who has gone through this process, I could not imagine going through it without a lawyer. I mean, that is just the stress and the anxiety and the worry. And now I was fortunate that was covered by the sponsoring company.
Oh yeah.
They paid for it, but it's not crazy amounts of money for skilled professionals, right? The moving bill to move me from Calgary to Houston was orders of magnitude much bigger than the fees that lawyers charge to make this seamless, this process go much smoother.
This sort of pancakes in a law office. It's not like gourmet meals.
Yeah.